Welcome to a brand new podcast. And as always, this is the Oracle 19. As always, this is Mr. Greatness. For any business inquiries. But before we get to that part, today's topic is today's topic, who profits from war? Who profits from war? And before we get into that topic of the day, you can shop online to our baby shopping mall, which is evolutionoflondon.com. We have a whole wide range of products. That's men's, kids, ladies' clothes, cologne, perfume, house products, and much, much more. evolutionoflondon.com. Also, evolutionoflondon.org, O-R-G, for custom clothes, accessories, and digital products for business as well as personal use. And finally, evolutionoflondon.store, S-T-O-R-E. And that's for our sneaker collections that we have, and DVDs, games, and much more. More clothes, so evolutionoflondon.store. Now, if you have a business and you want to put it on our platform, we're in 72 countries. You can email us at evolutionoflondon@gmail.com. And that's the same email if you want to make a donation, a free will offering to us via PayPal, evolutionoflondon@gmail.com. We have different links to other affiliates, www.linktree.com/evolutionoflondon. You can support us that way. And finally, we have a Patreon channel, which we have videos that's not posted on YouTube, digital artwork, and we do consulting services as well. www.patreon.com/evolutionoflondon. Check out the company Royalty 9 International. They make homemade candles, 100% soy wax, 12-ounce jars, from scented to unscented. Now, the scented candles is from frankincense, myrrh, jasmine, eucalyptus, rose, peppermint, just to name a few. So if you want to place an order, email the company at royalty9international@gmail.com for their luxury candles and over 35 plus burning hours. Again, Royalty 9 International, and you can find them on Instagram and TikTok. Mr. Will, he's been a fitness consultant for over 15 years, so if you want to book a consultation, you email him at healthfitnessconsultant1@gmail.com. Again, that's healthfitnessconsultant1@gmail.com. And you can support his merch, www.wjaccessories.com, for custom clothes, accessories, and digital products as well. DJ Panthro, he's an international DJ, and if you want to book for him to come to your venue, email him at djpanthro519@gmail.com. Again, that's DJ Panthro, PANTHRO, @gmail.com. And he have a YouTube page, DJ Panthro, which he have his website on there as well, so you can support his brand. Like, subscribe, and share to DJ Panthro 519 on YouTube. And this other social media on Instagram and TikTok as well. The real DJ Panthro on TikTok. Music. Cheap Limousine channel on YouTube. He have a whole wide range of different beats. So once you go to his YouTube channel, like, subscribe, and share to his platform on YouTube and check out his other social media sites, of course. Cheap Limousine channel on YouTube. And continue to train on YouTube is the Greatness 19 channel. That's our educational channel to open up your third eye. So like, subscribe, and share to the Greatness 19 channel, as well as Mr. Evolution of London. That's our health and wellness channel. Again, subscribe and like and share to that channel as well. Mr. Evolution of London, health and wellness. Kenzo topic, Kenzo world is all about the Kenzo. For your Afro beats, check out his album Discovery, as well as his single Adora. Like, subscribe, and share to his platform. You'll find him on all major platforms: Spotify, Apple, Amazon Music, YouTube, just to name a few. And if you want a book for him to come to your venue, morekenzo@gmail.com. That's more, MOOR, Kenzo, KEENZO @gmail.com. morekenzo@gmail.com. Now, the Oracle 19 is on all major platforms. We on iHeartRadio, Google, Apple, Spotify for creators, Amazon Music, just to name a few. So any information I haven't mentioned will be in the description box of the Oracle 19 podcast, the Greatness 19 channel, Mr. Evolution of London, both of those on YouTube, rumble.com, just type in the Oracle 19, and finally www.theoracle19radio.com. As I mentioned earlier, today's topic: who profits from war? Now, there's a lot of conspiracy theorists, whether you believe it or not. Some people would say the Illuminati, and the Illuminati is the elite families, the wealthy families of today, your Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Vanderbilts, the old money, we would say. But pushing that aside for a moment, let's look directly who profits from war: companies. And I don't know if this be a short show today. You know, it won't be like an hour and a half, that type of thing. But let's see. I let the spirit move me. But defense contractors, you have private contract companies that work hand in hand with the government. War is a business. War is profitable to a certain group, government or private sectors that work with government. This is fact. This is not conspiracy. This is just fact. Companies like Lockheed Martin and Grumman, Northrop Grumman, and Boeing. Boeing makes the airplanes. Makes billions of dollars building aircrafts and self-defense systems and selling weapons to, help prepare and selling it to the government, and because the government give them the contract to make these weapons. And again, wars create demands for missiles and tanks and jets and ammunitions, and these private companies or private defense contracting companies that work hand in hand with the government, they make money, billions of dollars a year. So war is always profitable to defense contractors and arm manufacturers. That, again, is fact. I just gave you an example of some of the companies. There's quite a few. The war in Ukraine led to record-breaking arms sales worldwide. Private military contractors. It was a company called Blackwater, now Academy, I think, with ACADEMI. They provide security forces and other things, and they work hand in hand with the government. They receive massive contracts from governments and to handle tasks for military personnel to do. That's the second example. And then we know government, with you know geopolitical power, controlling resources like oil and minerals. This is from the outcome of war. When you're conquering lands, different lands, and you can conquer their resources, and you can accumulate billions of dollars once you conquer a land. And when you conquer a land, you conquer their resources. Why you think countries a lot of times go to war? It's not about to bring peace to that country. If you think it's to bring peace to that country, peace be upon you. But it's not about bringing peace to that land. It's about profiting from that land. That's what government's been doing from the test of time. Your ancient Greece and Romans and the French and the British and the Russians, and U.S. is not included. Or, excuse me, U.S. is included. That's what I meant to say. So countries profit off of conquering land. Just like when the Europeans conquered America from the Indians. They profit from the land, the resources, and they profit from the resources today. It's no different. If you think something different, I think you need to research and read a little bit more. It's all about business with government. 99% business, 1% personal, if that. And I might be generous with that. Oil and energy corporations. Wars in the Middle East, for instance, often lead to higher oil prices. You have companies like ExxonMobil and Chevron. All of these are oil companies. They profit from war as well. It's a business. Banks and financial institutions. Banks lend money to government for war efforts and earning interest. The Rothschild banking dynasty, if you read up on their history, financed both sides of wars in Europe. You gotta realize this is business. It's profit in war. The only people that don't profit in war is that, for the most part, is the average people, the regular citizens that's in the middle. We just have to hear the propaganda that countries go and take over the land to free the people of that land of tyranny and hate and all of that stuff. But the governments that's doing that stuff they in their own land they have tyranny and hate and violence and everything else in between. Why do you think countries I say all this, I say allegedly, spend billions and billions of dollars on war. If they spend $1 billion of war in war, they expect to make at least $1 trillion on the back end. Just saying. Media, war coverage boosts viewership and clicks and ad revenues. Companies like, well, media companies like CNN and Fox and BBC and MSNBC profits from war. People watch it more. It's business. Now, after countries, let's say a big country destroys a little country, that country need to be built up again. So reconstruction companies are hired to rebuild the roads and bridges and schools. Company named Halliburton, they make billions of dollars from contracts and from war. For example, the post-war in Iraq. It's other companies, reconstruction companies that is hired to rebuild a country. Pharmaceutical companies and medical companies for sure. War leads to injured soldiers and regular human folks, which need medical care because hospitals might be destroyed in that country. So pharmaceutical countries is sent to these countries to provide medicine and all of this other stuff. They get millions of dollars doing this. And medical supplies is needed. So my question from me to you is war just a business for the rich? What do you think? Clearly, you know the answer to that. And you need to be made aware and not get caught up in the propaganda. At the end of the day, you caught in the middle. You're really caught in the middle with all of this. So you have to know the situation that you're in. And you can't really worry about, per se, what government is doing. You just have to know how to work around what government is doing, because that could affect you. Inflation, things is happening right now in real time. Inflation all around in your life, and learning to survive in this inflation. We in war right now. Technically, and this is my personal opinion, I think we already in World War III. Whether people admit it or not, we in it. United States have their hands in multiple things. They have their hands with the Ukraine, and they have their hands with the North Korea, South Korea issue. They have their hands with the China, Taiwan issue. They have their hands in a lot of different countries. Military soldiers all over the world, spreading themselves thin. Is your life better because of war? That's my question from me to you. Is the inflation, is food easy? Cheaper? Is gas cheaper because of this war? Is your mortgage reasonable, your rent reasonable because of this war? Generally speaking, is your everyday life easier because of war? So my question for me to you, are you profiting from this war that's going on? Is it beneficial for you as a regular citizen? You think it's going to get better? You think you think inflation is going to drop significantly where a carton of eggs will fall down to $2 again, or like it used to be? Those days is gone. There will be no more $2 eggs unless somebody rob it and sell it to you in the streets. Gas is not going to be $2 a gallon. Those days is gone. $1 a gallon, $1.50 a gallon. Those days is gone. Buying a car cheap. Those days is gone. You living in North America. The new norm is the prices that is here now, and you hopefully a jumbo 30 pack of toilet tissue. You hoping it don't jump to $50 one day. Right now it's averaging $17 to $22 for a jumbo pack. Depends on what store you go to. We just hoping right now it don't jump to $40. Hyperinflation. That's what we working on right now. That's what we hoping right now. We hoping a carton of eggs don't rise to $20 for a carton. That's what we looking at right now. Is this war really helping us? This is the norm that we have to get used to. And even I talked about on the last show, the poisoning of foods. We got it. That's the new norm now. Recalls on foods. Everyday foods that we usually eat: eggs, cheese, milk, bacteria, poison. That's our new norm. While wars are still going on, government to government. This is what it seemed like we having less and less options to have food, which shows me is becoming a food shortage indirectly. Now I was talking about war. I know I'm gonna bring it back to that, but I'm just giving you examples of what it is, what we dealing with what we dealing with as citizens in society. Food shortages is becoming real in everyday life. So your guys better stop eating like a bunch of hogs and learning to preserve. Technically, you don't need to eat 3 and 4 times a day anyway. Your body can handle eating one big meal. But a lot of your guys is a bunch of hogs, and you gotta figure you gotta eat 3 times a day or you just gonna faint, and you've been conditioned that way. But really you can live off eating and surviving one meal a day. You just gotta eat the right thing. You better have some resources in your house on deck. Like when you have, I'll give you an example. I'm gonna bring it back to the profits of war. But when you have water, let's say you have filtered water that you purchase from your local Walmart. And have you ever thought about putting different things in your water it will not only it will help your body, but it will purify your water to a certain point. But chop up cucumbers, small cucumbers, and put in your pitcher of water. That's very good for your body, as well as peppermint. Having peppermint, buying actual peppermint and put it in your water. Very good, not only for your breath, but your stomach, your intestines, etc. Helps heal your body. That's really the moral of the story. It heals your body. That's just one example. You're always supposed to have celery and cucumbers, even though we know the foods is being poisoned allegedly. All this is allegedly, but you still have these things on deck to heal your body to the best that you can. And you don't need bags of potato chips in the house. You don't need soda. You might have to minimize your intake of food because clearly it's become a shortage, and clearly somebody allegedly is trying to destroy the population, and you part of that population, in my opinion. Okay, allegedly, my opinion. And the question you have to ask yourself: who is profiting for this alleged demise of the human race? Allegedly. My personal opinion. Allegedly. I'm stressing that. And that piggyback to the profits of war. Are you profiting from war? We know the answer to that. So guard yourself, citizens. Start paying attention and building your household with important stuff to survive. Clearly, these corporations that bring foods to the supermarkets or the supermarkets in general, if it's all of these recalls that I talked about on the last show, what foods is safe for us? What foods can we eat? If fruits is being, if it's recalls on fruits and vegetables and dairy products, then what is it? Meats also. What is it to eat? So you have to learn to survive. You got to know the region where you reside because, example, if you live in the city, you know, the city, excuse me, if you live in the city foods is not fresher than if you live in the country, in, in the suburbs. I hope we all know that. So guess what? You have to be able to adjust to where you live. And buying organic foods and stuff we know is a little pricey, and some of these organic foods is not really organic or halal, and that's a whole different story. So know the region where you reside and work around that so you can survive. So I leave it as that. But in terms of profiting from war, these companies that work hand in hand with the government, you have the government and the private sectors that have contracts with the government, they are profiting hand over fist because of war. So my question for me to you think they want to really end war? Why would you want to end war and you making billions and trillions of dollars? The rich get richer, right? And this been happening for decades and never stopped. And it's going to continue. So know where you reside, know your situation. Pay attention to the news, absolutely, because you have to know how to work around this. It's survival of the fittest. And in reality, you are the prey. And there's elite that are the wolves and looking at you as sheep, if you know what I'm saying right now. I repeat again, there are wolves and they look at you as citizens as sheep. So don't just be a sitting duck for these wolves. Learn how to survive. And I talked about it on so many different shows over the course of the year. Citizens learn how to survive. Government's going to do what they do. But if you learn how to survive, you can make it in this planet Earth that we living in. Take care.